Now, my name is Dan Murphy. I'm a lawyer out of Edmonton, Alberta. I've discussed wrongful termination, constructive dismissal, and some of the damages that are attached to those. Often it's attached to your length of service, uh, the nature of the employment and compensation, and your age. However, when hiring an employment lawyer, one must look at the question of whether there are any aggravated damages. These are called Wallace damages under the Supreme Court of Canada. In fact, Wallace damages basically claim bad faith on part of the employer and have to be established by the employee. So for that to happen, uh, there has to be a set of circumstances which show that the employer acted in more than just terminating you and terminating you without cause, but terminated you in bad faith. Examples of this include wrongfully accusing an employee of theft and the communicating that accusation to potential employers, obviously impacting your ability to find new employment. Two, wrongfully accusing an employee of theft combined with refusing to provide a letter of recommendation has much the same effect as the advertising of the fact that you committed a theft that you did not. Uh, Failing to provide inform an employee of his or her dismissal while he or she is in the process of selling his or her home in preparation for a pending transfer. So basically, if you're selling your house, you're in a financially compromised position. If your employee chooses to fire you at that time, or employer chooses you to fire at that time, there may be some fact that is aggravated about that because it leaves you in a very precarious financial position. Sorry, and terminating an employee while he or she's on disability leave and informing him or her the date of his or her return. So if you think you're on disability leave and you're coming back, and then you find out, hey, my employer has decided to terminate me, that's an example of a Wallace damage or an aggravated damage that may entitle you to more money than you're typically entitled to with the severance calculators that employment lawyers will often rely on. Uh, and five, having an employee learn of his or her dismissal through an advertisement in a newspaper, perhaps for a new employee in the same position. Those are five examples provided. However, there are many more examples which may entitle you to Wallace damages or aggravated damages, and as such, you will want to speak with an employment lawyer if they can help you with this. This is combined with issues as relates to human rights complaints. I'll talk about that in another video, but human rights complaints also are another way to supplement the severance you may receive. If there was discrimination of any sort, you can receive damages for that discrimination, which would be in addition to anything you would have received for severance that you may be entitled to. So that's a little bit about aggravated damages and where you may realize more money on a claim than you would have if you simply just accepted the severance calculator and moved on. And the human rights complaint, I will discuss that in detail later on in the week, but I just wanted to alert you to that as another opportunity for you to realize on damages if your employer discriminated against you for any of the grounds the Human Rights Commission sets out, and I'll explain those, as I said, later on in the week. All right, thank you. This is Dan Murphy, and I hope you all have a good week. I'll be in contact with you again on Friday. All right, take care. Goodbye.